good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depends on your time and your location. And also depend on when this program come across your country or anywhere you reside in this corner of the world. So from my location, I am sending to you a wonderful good evening, good morning, good afternoon from my location. I thank you and I appreciate you. This is message from people of United States of Biafra that has moved on with their life from the devilish and evil country called Nigeria, that means a death sentence to every indigenous person. That is why we are here this wonderful evening to send a message to the entire world, direct message for them to know that Biafra has been redeclared and that nobody will stop us this time around. We are tagging the countries that have the power to make the world a better place this wonderful evening, for them to know that their delay is causing more harm than good to the citizens of the entire world. That is why we are here to remind them about UN Charter Article 2 and 4 in brackets, the right of the people to save their life. We want to know if this right will see us and disappeared, or the right will see us and also become our own right. That is why we are here this wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, night, depend on your time and your location. So please, it may please me if you rush in for us to move what we have here, that we don't want to take much hours, so the message can sink in into the heart of the world, for them to know that they are silent of America, silence of EU, the silent of UN, silent of Canada, the silence from Israel, from Sweden, from Korea, from Australia. All your silence is bringing the killings that are going on in Nigeria, the killing of that's the whole world see as ongoing genocide against Christians that believe in God and those who worship Elohim, who live in heaven. Your silence is not something good. You knowing what you're supposed to do and refuse to do it is not a best option or better option. Claiming that you are maintaining territorial integrity of a country that can no longer protect its citizens, rather leave his border open for people to come in, for bandits, Boko Haram to come in, to wipe away their citizens in the name of, to make sure that the mission of Islamizing everybody by force accomplished. Leaving them to continue doing what they are doing, it is evil. And this evil has gotten in a stage that no one in this world can condone it except those who believe in the same agenda of the Islamization of the indigenous people in their territory that live inside Nigeria. That Nigeria meaning is a death sentence to every indigenous person who was born before the amalgamation of the 1914. And those that was being forced into this amalgamation today have decided to say no. In 1967 to 1970, the people of Biafra understand what is about to happen and try to dodge themselves and excuse themselves from this danger that is looming everywhere today. That is why that the people of Biafra has rose up to make sure that this time around, through all your charters of the UN, that we will follow on that criteria to make sure that we got into our new country and we make a declaration of Biafra. That is what we call today United State of what? Biafra. That over 90% of Biafran people voted for this particular name to be used. Instead of using only Biafra as a country, rather, we only adhere to show the world how prepared we are more than the way we are before. That is why the Biafran people rally around together and endorse the name United State of Biafra that was declared officially on November 29, 2024. This November 29, 2025, just passed some few days ago, we celebrated our 1 year of our official declaration of United State of Biafra, that the government you see as government that represents people that are in exile, that is who we are. So nobody can change our identity. We are here to write our history by ourselves, not for someone else think or from nowhere come to decide our history and come and tell us the name we will answer. No, rather, we choose the name that we're answering today. The name is United State of Biafra. That is the name that we're answering. So please, like I said before, this program is not going to be long. I wish you and I want you as to join me, please hit the like button so others may join us and also enjoy the program. The more you share, the more people get information about this program. The more you like, the more people turn in. So once you come in, there is a 3 dot in front of your right hand side on your phone. Click on that 3 dots. You will see like and share. Please, and also subscribe on YouTube page if you never. It is very important if you may do so. It is very, very important. Why is it important? Immediately you like, another person has got notification that we are live and we are direct. And this is, as you can see on our headline, we want let the authorities of the world to know. We want America as number one world power in the world for them to know. We want China. We want Russia. We want UK. We want France. We want Australia, Canada, Sweden, Korea, Israel. We want them to know that the Biafran people has met this criteria of all the charters of the UN and the articles and all the Montevideo Convention and all the Vienna Convention, Geneva Convention, and overall the UN Charter. Article 2 in bracket 4 under the UN Charter. Article 2 in bracket 4. We, the Biafran people, has met this criteria. We are no longer into struggle. Rather, we are into diplomatic and seeking for recognition of a new country. We are no longer into internal, rather we are into external. Because a declaration of a new country make it to become external, no longer internal. When it is internal, when we are in agitation, it is internal. Now that we are no longer in internal, we are in external. We have given the world power to talk about us, to intervene in the matter of the Biafran people, not like the way they see it before. The game has changed by our official declaration of United States of Biafra that has an effective government, that has an capacity to enter into relation with every other countries in the world, that are controlling the Biafra territory, that with a permanent population. These are the things you asked us to meet under Montevideo Convention of 1933. Now, coming to internal and external, under self-determination, we have overmade this criteria before our declaration, because you know that when Chukwuemeka Odumegwu fought in 1967 to 1970, he also overmade this criteria. But because of the selfish interest, because of the stupidity, because of the wickedness of UK, London, precisely, they went ahead to block the Biafra people recognition because they want oil from our land. That is the reason why British, London, precisely, block our what? Recognition from the international community. And in the secret article, why British handed Fulani Caliphates Nigeria over. That is where the secret is all about. They said that we purposely block it that they are not ready to negotiate with the Biafran people. Because they will never accept the negotiation. And they will never allow them to take the oil the way they want. That is the only reason why that British lied to the entire world that the Biafra genocidal war is an internal affair of Nigeria. Despite Chukwuemeka Odumegwu declare it and war broke out for confirmed 3 years. And there are a lot of genocide with over 40,000 Biafrans. With over 4,000 Biafrans that was massacred. We're talking about children, not about the adults. Those that was died because of Pashoka, starvation, that Nigeria placed on it. And you know that in the history of war and the law, that anything blockage is a crime against war. You all know that. And you leave us, Nigeria is passing away with this because of you are talking about territorial integrity that cannot protect the people. The same territorial integrity is what leads to Donald Trump or America to designate Nigeria on a country of particular concern today. The same thing is what you told us under self-determination of the UN Charter, that once people are passing through this, that the only option they have is to do what? Make official declaration of their new country. That is only option they left today. The Biafran people have chosen this option. We make our declaration to use our hand, save our life, and govern ourselves. That is, you said that it is an inalienable right of us to do that. That is why we asked you yesterday on our program, what is our crime? Why that this inalienable right is no longer working for a black man or for Biafran people? Why is it only working for where there is a white color? That is the question that we call for an answer. We are not racist. We are not criticizing anybody, but we are asking questions that demand an answer. Because without asking questions, you may not find any answer. But once you've asked questions, you also find an answer. So we are calling on all the well-meaning countries to come across this platform to know that Biafra has been re-declared and that we have met all the criteria that you asked us to meet under your own law, not in our own law. In your own law, give us a right to form a new country as the last hope of those that are being marginalized, inhuman treatment, abuse of rights, kidnapping, illegal killing, illegal disappearance. You said that when we witnessed all these things, that we are free to go and form our own new country. And that is what the Biafran people has decided to do in this generation. That we are not going to allow anything to destroy the movement. So my people. We are reminding UN that your own law, that you could not even protect your own law or keep your law as white as you claim you are. The only thing we do that when we talk the truth, you come to look away to sanction us, a way to jail us, a way to buy us. That is all that Britain cares for, nothing more than that. That is what Britain cares for. Nothing more than killing the indigenous people. He never cared for any other thing. Only giving order that is not in line with what? Only giving order that is not in line with God, with what? With gun and bullets. And for how many years do you think that this gun and bullet, that people are going to be afraid of it? Because of Mazen Kanu being saying the truth and being the most truthful person in this planet. That is why you support Nigeria to jail him. But we are here to remind you that you are not Chukwu Okabiam. And the Chukwu Okabiam sign in our lives is what is going to happen. So, Chukwu Okabiam has already signed that Biafra will become a country in this planet. That is why we are calling on you to come in, like and share the program, so other people that may know that we are live can also join us as we're going to share this good news, because it is for us to know our rights. It is allowed for us to understand the level of things that we got to do and those ones that we're not going to do. That is why it's very important into what we are doing for everyone to listen and to understand that Biafran people or Biafra government has said and set information out. So you must follow on this criteria under this government, so that everything will go peacefully. My people of Biafra, we want to let the world know that our declaration happened officially, that we made it officially declaration in Latin Finland, like every other countries up to 17 or 20 in Africa who got their independence from exile, whether military or whether the way that we are presenting it right now. So that is the area that's very important to what we are doing. That nobody can stop us is the main that have to have into your mind. The declaration of the United States of Biafra tally on the UN Charter Article number 2 in bracket 4. Then Geneva Convention also. All these conventions talk about a new country that is only left option for those that are facing kidnapping, killing, genocide, and all the things that are following up. That is why it's good when you come, you like the program, you share the program, so other people may join us as quickly as possible, because the more they join us, the more we bring out what we have here. So please join us to like the program, join us to share the program, bring someone in from your own end, and through that way the message is sinking. So my people, I want us to know one thing. What is that one thing that I want us to know? That our declaration remains the only authentic government of the United States of Biafra. If not for that, no any other government or any other country are in charge except the people of United States of Biafra in general. So, you know what? When things are start happening, people will not start reasoning from that time, or the thing happens and ends. That is when people will start reasoning. So today we are not reasoning because of chance we have. No, we are reasoning out of our schedule tight that we must be here to present one or two things to the Biafran people. I want to present to you how the law of international global community serves Mazen Kanu, but they will refuse because he is a freedom fighter who want to divide Nigeria. But those Fulanis who their attention is to Islamize and maintain that name Nigeria, they have done pardon and they have easy access. Are you following? This is how it goes. So let no one deceive you anymore. Stop giving those people your money, because if congressmen can run away, who are you? I said what? If congressmen can run away from Ogenkere, is it not enough for you to know that Ogenkere is not working for you? That is enough, because one day these pictures that are being snapped might cause problem. when it costs, we will point hands somebody who is doing hand direct. So, my people, let nobody do or deceive you. Stand strong. Stand on your feet. Believe that United States of Biafra is the only government that are going to bring you what? Biafra recognition. If not for that, no other person will do that for you. That is why it is important for you to do what? Listen and listen good. That's why it is important at this moment that we're into right now for you to be strong, because we are playing what? A last card is what we are doing right now, the last match, and we are not going to miss it until everything is being achieved. So, my people, the UN Charter articles that we always quote and quote unquote is what give us right in what happened in November 2024. They say it is official, that is how we claim our sovereignty. What is wrong? Why are they not supporting us? Why are they not giving the amount? Why are they muted? Why everything is just the way it is our question. What is our crime? What is our crime? That all your laws has never worked in the favor of any Biafran. Rather, your laws of the UN Charter Article, when we trying to endorse them, they always brought us what? Killing and what? Death sentence. That is what we have been experiencing since all this while. So, now that we have that name IPOB, that simply means agitation without endpoint, is no longer there. That is only the people of United States of Biafra are the one in charge that will get to Biafra. What are you still waiting for? Why not supporting them? Why? So please, I remind you again, like the program. Like the program as we're waiting for people to join us more. Please, you that have entered, like the program so everything will be equal. There is a 3 dot in front of you. Click on that 3 dot, it will open. Then you will see like and share. Please. So, let us continue, my people. Let us continue, because everything that we are going to do today is to prove how Biafra has been declared and why you must believe in Biafra to end what is happening in Tiger Base in Owerri. To end that impunity of the Tiger Base where they kill people anyhow and put them in their cold fridge. So, a lot is happening. So, let us see exactly what this UN Charter article has for us this evening as we adhere into the program fully. Please come with your pen and paper. It is very important if you may do so. Because why are we saying like this? That is why all these new brought up accounts, Biafra movement, instead of bending down to understand what the right government has. So let us hold on. Yeah, we start from here.
Yes, a government in exile, GIE, absolutely can and often does prepare.
Yeah, I am starting from the work of the government in exile. And in this platform, 2 days ago, we have been treating about government in exile. How many in Africa? Over 20-something in Africa are government in exile. From exile, they come back home. So it simply means we are not going to be the last, or we are going to be the first. I hope you understand it. So the Biafran people has accepted and also believe that you are going to help them to protect us in the hands of the flying terrorists, because they are doing undue to the people. Now, we continue the program what full. No matter how many likes we have, we got to send this message without wasting time. For those that want them to listen to it, are those that I tag here, sitting to ag and ask them what are they waiting.
And even issue ID cards, passports and currency for the new country while awaiting international recognition. This process is a crucial step in the struggle, as these actions serve important political, symbolic and organizational functions, even if they lack full legal recognition. Issuing passports and ID cards. A GIE has the authority to issue documents to its nationals, but their international recognition is limited to states that officially recognize the GIE as the lawful government. 1. The political and symbolic value. Proof of nationality. Issuing passports and ID cards is a sovereign act. It legally defines who belongs to the new nation, overriding the documents, or lack thereof, issued by the former state. National identity. These documents provide a physical, tangible link to the new country, which is a powerful psychological tool for the diaspora and for the people remaining in the homeland. 2. The legal reality for travel. Unrecognized passports. For a newly declared country, the passports issued by the GIE will not be accepted for international border crossings by most countries. The vast majority of states adhere to the rule that passports must be issued by an entity exercising effective control, de facto sovereignty, over its territory. Historical exception. Governments in exile during World War II, like those of Poland or Czechoslovakia, were exceptions because they represented already existing, fully recognized sovereign states that were only temporarily occupied. Their documents were accepted by the Allies to maintain legal continuity. Current solution. Exiled citizens usually must rely on travel documents, like convention travel documents, issued by their host country as refugees or residents. Issuing currency. The preparation and even printing of currency in exile is a common and highly important strategic act. 1. Psychological and organizational value. Financial confidence. Preparing a currency signals to the international community and the home population that the new state is serious about stability and post-conflict economic planning. As was the case with the Czechoslovak and Greek governments in exile during World War II, having currency ready for immediate post-war circulation provides a strong sense of normalcy and confidence. Political message. Currency design, depicting national heroes, landmarks, and symbols, can be used to convey political messages and bolster the national morale and identity of the people both at home and abroad. 2. The practical reality. Not legal tender yet. The currency issued by a GIE is not legal tender either internationally or in the claimed territory until the GIE returns and establishes effective control. Unrecognized countries. Even entities that have de facto control but lack full recognition, like Somaliland, often successfully issue their own currency, which functions domestically but is not convertible on international markets. The act of printing the currency is a key preparatory step for the day the government returns. Summary of preparations in exile. A GIE's time spent waiting for recognition is effectively an extended pre-statehood administrative setup. The preparation and issuance of these documents in currency are vital because 1. They demonstrate readiness to govern immediately upon gaining control. 2. They maintain the claim of sovereignty and national identity. 3. They provide the legal and organizational tools necessary to manage a population, passports/IDs, and an economy, currency, on day one of the return.
Now, everything they mentioned here, once a new country is being declared and the government is in exile, they must prepare things while waiting for the recognition of the new country. They are not going to fold their hand. They start making issuing passport. They start issuing ID card. They start printing their currency. Once the recognition now ends, once only one recognition comes in, what happens? They are as good as going. That is why we want to remind you from here. Now we are going on this thing we did called declaration of a new country. This declaration, how it works and how important it is. Listen to this.
The declaration of a new country, a unilateral declaration of independence or UDI, is an act of profound political and legal significance in international law, even though it does not guarantee statehood. Its primary importance is to officially transform an internal struggle into an external matter of international relations, based on the right to self-determination. 1. Legal transformation of status. The declaration instantly alters the legal perception of the entity and its representatives. Claim of sovereignty. The declaration is a public formal claim to sovereignty over a defined territory and population. It signals to the world that the secessionist entity no longer accepts the authority of the former sovereign state. Basis for de jure government. The declaration legitimizes the authority that issued it, transforming a liberation movement or insurgency into a claimant for the government of the new state. This allows other nations to recognize a formal, established political counterparty. Affirms self-determination. The act anchors the political movement in the principle of self-determination, which is a fundamental right under the UN Charter and customary international law, especially in cases of decolonization or remedial secession, where a population is severely oppressed. 2. triggering international recognition, the declaratory theory. The declaration is the essential first step in the process of gaining recognition. The prevailing theory, international law, generally follows the declaratory theory of statehood. This theory holds that a state exists as soon as it meets the factual criteria of statehood: permanent population, defined territory, government, and capacity to enter relations, and recognition by other states is merely an acknowledgement of that existing fact. The declaration is the moment the state declares it has met these facts. Political catalyst. The declaration forces all other states to make a political decision, to acknowledge the new reality, or to support the territorial integrity of the former state. It is the formal trigger for the international recognition process. 3. Diplomatic and geopolitical effects. The declaration is a necessary diplomatic tool that creates legal leverage. Capacity to enter relations. The act of declaring independence formally creates the new state's capacity to enter into relations with other states, one of the 4 required criteria for statehood under the Montevideo Convention 1933. This is the key legal justification for foreign powers to engage in diplomacy, sign treaties, or establish embassies with the new government. Shifting the narrative. It allows the new entity to move its struggle from a matter of the former state's internal law, where the former state can label its opponents as criminals or terrorists, to a matter of international law, where the issue is framed as one of sovereignty and self-determination. Preventing intervention. UN Charter. Once recognized, the new state benefits from Article 2.4 of the UN Charter, which prohibits the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state. A recognized declaration provides the legal basis for invoking this protection against the former sovereign state. Conclusion. A necessary but not sufficient step. The declaration of a new country is an indispensable act of legal and political necessity for a secessionist movement. However, the declaration is not sufficient to create a state. The ultimate determinant of successful statehood is the establishment of effective control, de facto sovereignty, over the territory and the resulting international recognition by major world powers.
Yes, as you are listening for a second time before we go into our analysis, please pay attention. Why we tag America? Why we tag UN? Why we tag EU? Why we tag UK? Why we tag AU? All these organizations that are in control of the people of every country, that's why we tag them. Then we tag some countries that we know what they're capable of doing. We tag them one after the other. You see America, US. I think you see Canada, you see Austria, you see Australia, you see Sweden, and those that are in the back. So you can see how this declaration works and why it's important that you stand on that declaration mandate. As we are going to play it again, to remind all these countries that we are tagged here, if you come across this platform, see your flag, you see your abbreviation of your name, know that you have to go and tell your government of the country, wherever you are from, to give people of Biafra recognition. Let this impunity end. Let all this nonsense that is going on end forever and ever. That is why the Biafran people today stand on our mandate of our words, our declaration of the United States of Biafra. There's no going back. There is. So, everything that we are doing this time around is being paid attention, please, for you to see where lies to you and how those lies work. So, let us continue. Listen again before I go deep.
The declaration of a new country, a unilateral declaration of independence or UDI, is an act of profound political and legal significance in international law, even though it does not guarantee statehood. Its primary importance is to officially transform an internal struggle into an external matter of international relations, based on the right to self-determination. 1. Legal transformation of status. The declaration instantly alters the legal perception of the entity and its representatives. Claim of sovereignty. The declaration is a public formal claim to sovereignty over a defined territory and population. It signals to the world that the secessionist entity no longer accepts the authority of the former sovereign state. Basis for de jure government. The declaration legitimizes the authority that issued it, transforming a liberation movement or insurgency into a claimant for the government of the new state. This allows other nations to recognize a formal, established political counterparty. Affirms self-determination. The act anchors the political movement in the principle of self-determination. which is a fundamental right under the UN Charter and customary international law, especially in cases of decolonization or remedial secession, where a population is severely oppressed. 2. Triggering international recognition, the declaratory theory. The declaration is the essential first step in the process of gaining recognition. The prevailing theory, international law, generally follows the declaratory theory of statehood. This theory holds that a state exists as soon as it meets the factual criteria of statehood: permanent population, defined territory, government, and capacity to enter relations. And recognition by other states is merely an acknowledgement of that existing fact. The declaration is the moment the state declares it has met these facts. Political catalyst. The declaration forces all other states to make a political decision, to acknowledge the new reality, or to support the territorial integrity of the former state. It is the formal trigger for the international recognition process. 3. Diplomatic and geopolitical effects. The declaration is a necessary diplomatic tool that creates legal leverage. Capacity to enter relations. The act of declaring independence formally creates the new state's capacity to enter into relations with other states, one of the 4 required criteria for statehood under the Montevideo Convention 1933. This is the key legal justification for foreign powers to engage in diplomacy, sign treaties, or establish embassies with the new government. Shifting the narrative. It allows the new entity to move its struggle from a matter of the former state's internal law, where the former state can label its opponents as criminals or terrorists, to a matter of international law, where the issue is framed as one of sovereignty and self-determination. Preventing intervention. UN Charter. Once recognized, the new state benefits from Article 2.4 of the UN Charter, which prohibits the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state. A recognized declaration provides the legal basis for invoking this protection against the former sovereign state. Conclusion. A necessary but not sufficient step. The declaration of a new country is an indispensable act of legal and political necessity for a secessionist movement. However, the declaration is not sufficient to create a state. The ultimate determinant of successful statehood is the establishment of effective control, de facto sovereignty, over the territory and the resulting international recognition by major world powers.
Please, as you join us, please like the program, please. Like and share the program. Because we are about to go deep down to the men that bring us here this evening. So please, I urge you to like, put your comments based on what we are doing right now. Put your comment. Your comments encourage us as people on the line listening. Anytime the message comes to, please give us comments that will trigger us to do work, to research more, and bring out and let us know the real truth. The line we supposed to follow. The real deal. Please, if it is your first time coming, there is a 3 dots on the right hand side on top of your screen. Please just touch it once, that 3 dots, once it will open. Then you will see like and share. Please like the program, so let other people come in to join us as we are about to bring out why we are here this evening. According to the UDI, under international law declaration, under UN Charter declaration of a new country, what does it stand for? And how can you use this declaration to achieve a new country? And also, how did this declaration brings you to become a sovereign state? Do you know that under this UN Charter, that without formal declaration or official declaration, they call it decoration, but we call it declaration of a new country. Under these international laws of the UN, this declaration of a new country is the primary act that you have become a sovereign state under UN Charter and under Montevideo Convention, under Geneva Convention, and the Vienna Convention. This four bodies law controls everything about the declaration of a new country and how you can form a new country and how you can move to make a declaration and how this makes you as a sovereign state that lacks recognition and also remove you from struggling from a struggle or remove you from the name that being tagged on you people when you are into agitation of a new country or when you are into struggle, agitation or struggle into the new country. For all that IPOB has been doing, they are into struggle. They never come to that end point to become a country. And nobody in this world, in the criteria to build a new country, nobody will accept you as a new country because the name you used to fight is IPOB organization. No. Nobody will recognize you that you are fighting, that the name means indigenous people. No. You must stand up, make a declaration of a name of the country that you have in mind when you are making agitation or when you are moving towards agitation. Agitation without declaration is a mere political movement that they said that you are causing civil unrest in social media or in the atmosphere, that you are unserious human being, that you are only making noise in the social media. But whenever you make a declaration that tallies on this UN Charter, tallies on the Geneva Convention, 1949, tally on the Montevideo Convention, 1933, also in the body of the Vienna Convention that not openly outwide until when you go deep, you see how these laws, that these constitutions and organizations rub body into one another to where we are right now. So, my people, a declaration is the end point of any movement of struggle. Once a declaration of a new country being done, the status of those that are into the struggle has changed automatically. And that is only what changes the movement. A declaration of a new country. Now today, YouTube quickly take me out from seeing comments. I don't know why. Honestly. They really ambushed me today. They hijacked me. I can't see my people's comments unless I go to the other side. Okay, from the other side of the one I used to play the rules or the law, I see you, Chukas, you are welcome. I see Okotoko, you are welcome. I see Oliver, you are welcome. These those I can be able to see from this page. And if I met the way it is right now, I may decide to go and do what? To do it the other way around, they will cut me off. So network or internet this morning, the page somehow, yes, is very dull. It's under attack. So please, I urge you as you come in, maybe give some love on that love emoji. It doesn't take any one other from you. So giving that love emoji, they will know that we are here and what we are, the people have interest. Sometimes when they did not see this love emoji, they think that what we are saying, that nobody has interest. So please help me to do that as we continue. There is one thing that we all must understand. That is always be my word. Because of in time of this movement, we have never reached where we are today. That is why people do not understand what is going on. And they think that what is going on is just a male story. That we are still in the level of IPOB. No. Nobody grants recognition because of name IPOB. Nobody will do that. And nobody will grant recognition because of you have over long time protests on the road. No. They said when the protests become over long agitation, that you and your group are causing civil unrest, that you are making noise, that you are unserious group, when you have over long time agitation, over long time protest of IPOB organization, carrying flag, carrying whistle, wear red berets, wear red t-shirt. No. It can never trigger to you to become a country. No matter how long you agitate, no matter how long you carry the protest, without you standing up, making a declaration of a new country, nobody will take you serious. A declaration of a new country, making that declaration of a new country, brings the world to see you as someone who's serious and who know the road, or who understand the road to build a new country, to get an international recognition. Without this international recognition, without this declaration, they said declaration is a child of necessity. It's number one, like you giving birth in this world. Then you will give that child, you give birth to a name. Some people in the womb give a child the name. Some people in the womb already give the child. Many people, even in this 21st century, we give a child name before he was being born. True or false? That is what many of us are doing. So when you see Obatobi, Simon Ebanjoko standing with us to make our declaration officially before by the name, endorsing the name United States of Biafra before our recognition, it triggers a lot of interest, and it proving that this child has already have a name. It's only waiting for the mother to deliver the child in the world. Once a child is being delivered, you give the child, you start calling that child that name that you have in your mind. That is why before our declaration of the United States of Biafra, that we have already endorsed and the people voted for the name called United States of Biafra. True or false? Before our declaration, on the eve of the declaration, Biafran people rallied around, sit up with Simon Ebanjoko, the Prime Minister, and the COS. The people of Biafra voted for the name called United States of what? Biafra. That after that is none that we are going to declare as the name of the country called United States of what? Biafra, because every country in this world has a name. True or false? That is why I want to understand that a name IPOB can never make us to become a country. A name IPOB can never grant us social recognition. A name IPOB put us in the level of the self-determination under internal, means that we are this internal affair of Nigeria. But our official declaration put us on the level of external, that is no longer affair of Nigeria that is going on. That is where declaration of a new country puts you into. So you can see the difference. Then the declaration of a new country gives the other countries in the world to intervene into our matter, the matter of the people of Biafra, in due time with Nigeria. That is why in South Africa, you will see them, the African president gathered together and said that Biafra matter with Nigeria is no longer internal. Then we support them on saying that kind of a thing. The UN Charter Article 2, bracket 4, gives every country that we have tagged their name here today, from Europe, precisely, and Asia, it has given them the right to know why we are fighting to leave Nigeria and why we make our official declaration. That is what the declaration gives every country in the world the right, the chance for them to ask us questions, for them to know what is happening in Nigeria and why the people of the United States of Biafra make their official or declare it officially that a new country has been what declared under the UN Charter article, under Montevideo Convention of 1933. Not just a declaration, not just outing. It's no longer a protest. It's no longer in the struggle, but it is in the liberation phase, where you stand to liberate your people by getting an official international recognition and also fighting to become a member of the UN. That is why we tag the entire world, for them to know that Biafra has been re-declared, that we have met the so-called UN Charter, Article 2 and 4 in brackets. We are no longer in the name IPOB organization. No. He said that IPOB can never give us a country. Rather, that a declaration of a new country with any group at all, with any organization that make that declaration are the one who stand on the legal right of the international law as a country. That is what your law, your UN charters let us understand clearly. And today, we have overmet the criteria of the Montevideo Convention of what? To claim a sovereign state. That we have met 4 criteria. You said a permanent population. When we conduct our self-referendum before our declaration, we have over 50 million votes. I myself help educate people. Only me bring in over 50 people that was listening, that was asking me questions, how they will do their voting. We conduct this vote online and in the homeland. And inside these 50 million votes, the people in the homeland got over 35 million votes to support that this is a permanent population of the people that live in a particular territory, that our territory is what's made up to 40 states, that's made up of United States of Biafra. In Old Anambra, to prove it right, in Old Anambra, we have 3 states, which we call Ikemba, Odimegu, and the Omambala. These are the states that's made up of this country called United States of Biafra. In Imo State, there is. In Old Enugu, there is. In Old Abia State, there is. In all these things that fought Biafran War in 1967 to 1970, all of them have their own state, their county, their local government, and everything that is inclusive to prove a defined territory where a permanent population lives. We are sending message to you, UN, that has UN article. Is that this your article of the UN is like your self-determination, the same UN, that your self-determination only work for the white people, does never work for black people. When it's come to me, your self-determination becomes a crime because of my color and because of from where I'm coming from. And you said that you are here for every human being, that it is their inalienable right to choose their government. Now, the Biafran people have chosen their government under United States of Biafra, re-declared on November last year, 2024. The Biafran people gather up together to announce and maintain the criteria of the declaration that leads to recognition that the first thing is that the child of necessity is what? Is declaration that will bring recognition, that gives you all the world, Israel, America, Korea, France, China, Canada, Australia. If all of you are a member of the UN, what is stopping you to recognize Biafran people? Now that we have met the criteria and we have followed the due process. Also, after our government has after we have made a declaration, we move away from that name that be calling us that we are using, and we are no longer into armed struggle. We now seek to maintain your law and your template and your criteria of a divine territory, of what? Diplomatic, political, and legal. Because he said that a declaration pushes a struggle of agitation into a legal movement of the people that's looking for the new country, of the people that was looking for this new country, that was made a declaration of the new country. That it is now the legal aspect is what they are pushing into. So that's why we are asking you, after we have met this criteria of the UN, what is keeping all of you? What is keeping all of you to grant Biafra recognition? And you said, you said there is two, external and internal. Now, under external, we make a declaration. We met the criteria of external under self-determination. So we are asking you, when are you going to grant us our own recognition? That is our question. We are not going to talk again, but let us play your rule, your laws, and the things you advise us to do. And that is why we are reminding you that we are watching you for the second time, that Biafra has met those, that we have over-met this criteria. We are sending message direct to the entire world to understand the level and where we are. Because when we pick arm, we also pick what you never expected from us. This 21st century is not when Chukwuemeka fight and London block our recognition because of mineral resources that is coming out from the old eastern region. Be warned. Barosia, good evening. I can see you. Barosia, honestly, I want to tell you one thing direct. My senior brother, my senior comrade, or the way I see you. Believe you me, the way the government is going right now is the only way for us to achieve Biafra. The movement of a new country is not like 1963, 1941, when Ethiopia used liberation war. They have rebranded. They said that it's a modern, that new modern movement of having a new country. That is what the government is following right now. And it may look to that they are not doing anything. And they say that in this modern new country movement, that they don't want armed struggle anymore. That armed struggle means that after they recognize you, that we are still going to be violence. That they don't want any country that are coming new again to go into violence. Despite that issue, now that we have declared Biafra, we need to live an example also, because they are monitoring us. They are watching. Our prayer should be to lay our voice out for the world to understand how we on our own understand our rights. That is why we are repeating UN Charter, for them to know that the Biafran people understand what we have to do to achieve our official recognition. When we try this, and I want us to know one thing, this issue of recognition is not coming like beans and bread. No. After people of Ethiopia make their declaration in 1963, it took them to 1941 before their government in exile can get recognition and come back home. When Namibia made their own declaration in exile, it took Namibia 10 years before they can be able to get international recognition. Their government still remain in exile, continue pushing until finally they grant their recognition. The same thing when Eritrea got their independence from this Ethiopia also. After Ethiopia has fight war in time of colonial master, they won back the government of Eritrea, also in exile. It took them 8 years before they can be able to get recognition and build their country of their own. So we must exercise patience. We must follow the government. Now, the Biafra we are looking for is no longer what I think. That if I am there, I will do it this or this. If you do it that way without following this template of the international global community, nobody will look at you at this modern 21st century movement that we are into. And when the government is doing something, it sounds to look they are not doing something. But when you have the spiritual eyes, then you go deeper, then you will understand that the government is doing the right thing that will lead us to recognition. Remember, this recognition is out of political movement and the interest of the countries that loves us, that because of what we are passing through, they draw what we are passing through draw pity. First is this, a pity. If the whole country in the world does not have pity on us, nobody will get recognition. And what triggers this international pity is pressure that we are putting on social media, calling them, tagging them, both on S handle, both on YouTube, both everywhere, for them to know that we have met these criteria. It's no longer what I think and how we're supposed to do. No. There is existing protocol. You can't jump it. There is a history of countries who got their own recognition. There is a template. There is diplomatic movement. There is legal. There is political. It's all about politics. So let nobody be feeling like, oh, I know it. Nobody knows it all. When it's come to after declaration of a new country, when we know it all is when we are into agitation. Now bring it close to what our leaders are passing through. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is passing through today is what Mahatma of India passed through. Is what, despite Nelson Mandela fighting apartheid regime, he passed through that. He did not die. That is what Rahman of Bangladesh passed through. That is what Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya passed through. And in many of them today that are heroes, that the Guinness Book has carried their record. Our own. Our I too know is also our problem. Our I too know is also our problem into this movement that we are into. Our art of exercising patience is also a problem. The only time that this movement has begun is this 5 years of Master Simon Ekpa. We have wasted 15 good years in this movement. And when everybody na-akpọ mbe, nwambe ka eweta tinye n'ime olulu. O wee for a 1 minute or 2 days ka eweta nwambe o wee si me ngwa ngwa na toilet nke esi bugi eba. That is our problem. Those who are looking for woto, the woto, we also put Ngozi Rebeze in prison like Mazi Nnamdi Simon. Is it what you want? Are you sure you really want someone to lead us again? Or you want us to continue making changing? If Ngozi Arabeze, our DPM, Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, the COS, if she starts doing what and she's social media, they will arrest him again. Like the way they arrested Mas Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, the way my president in Mazanakan is in prison today, is it what you wish? Is it what you want us to be passing through all the time? Is it what you want us to be passing through all the time? That is why in the Bible, Ozu Amara Wole Anya Nodo no Kwibo. That is why it is important to understand the movement that we are into. That is no longer what I think or how I want it, or is no. Ask yourself, that's where you want the government to go. Is this how the international global community want it to be? Is it how you want it to be? So it's no longer in our own hands. It is in the hands of following the existing protocol of the international global community. Those things we are saying on WhatsApp group are not helping at all. Rather, it is being delaying what we are doing. Let me tell you, Ethiopia, because of liberation war, calculate from 1963 to 1941, how many years it took Ethiopia? Calculate of India. Calculate of Namibia. These are those that went into liberation war. And if this liberation starts, you that want to, are you sure you are going to stand on the side of the government? Because some of the woto you want leads to internal conflict that maybe my brother or your brother will be involved. Why can't us exercise patience and follow this template that the government is doing right now, that is working perfectly to the under the eyes of America, Russia, Canada, Sweden, Israel, France, Finland, this evil Finland today? They know. That is why it's important for us to exercise patience. Onye ọ dị ngwa ngwa na ngwa ngwa, mana ụwa mgbede ka mma. Mana gịnị? Ụwa mgbede kacha mma. And ụwa mgbede ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya kịta, iji nwayọ build within ourselves, be ready for our recognition, because it must come. Once you make official declaration that you have give every country in the world a chance to come in to talk about you, that is no longer declaration proof from internal to external. That is what the declaration leads us into. A declaration of a new country. The matter are not going to be the matter of Nigeria alone again. And also, the world knows the lie that London told them in 1967 to 1970, and why that Nigeria was amalgamated, and also why British London sponsored Nigeria with a very delicate weapon to wipe away the people of Biafra. But Kabiyama says no. These areas I want us to be checkmating issues. Not many WhatsApp groups that we are into. What we are saying is not the way. It must pass into these existing histories of countries, because our own are going to be not going to be different no matter what you think. We have to undergo that way that other people went into. And they said that that country, after the declaration, that are moving into a peaceful movement, not into armed struggle, are ready to get official and very quick recognition. Is it not the better way for us? Instead of us to be doing woto, and our leaders are being arrested in every 4 years. People will say something to nail them. Today, the enemies are crying because they could not see any evidence to nail Ngozi Arabeze. They are crying. That is why Jovica is very stupid in America. Where Jovica cannot come up and say, can Jovica explain the history of America and their freedom? I challenge him. Jovica. Biafra gave Jovica that platform he was using. When he was flying Mazin and the can, at the time he followed Simon, he ran away. When Nigeria government has paid him money. Can Jovica come out to explain how America got their independence? Instead of coming to social media to be making mockery of himself at this his old age, with empty head. Do you think it's all about bending mouth one side and talking trash? Proving yourself enemy, Ifadin of our time, Judas of our time, Ojuku senior brother of our time. All of you will cry Hadino because Hadino comes at last. It's like play that we are playing. Without play, you can never be serious. Let us go into this charter that we are reading this evening. Everything about new country, you must stand on this charter document of the UN. One, because they are the one that once the recognition has come into your declaration, nobody will overthrow or do anything against you anymore. So my people, let us learn how to pipe low. Let us how to eliminate our over too much sense. It's too much. The Solomon in us is too much. No. It must stop. And we must follow the existing protocol. Easy way. Good evening. I greet everyone in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here. So let us continue on the line we are towing. You see that on this platform, people don't rush because what we are bringing, some people don't know from where they will enter. That is the problem. But that is the truth. Because where truth it is where we see fake people. They will come and listen to it. Let us go into the UN Charter. It's a time we'll start calling on UN every time in all our platforms, tagging all these countries, putting their name, putting their flag. You never know the platform or someone who will see it and try to help us because of the name or the tag we've been tagging on them every blessed day. For them to understand that Biafra has been re-declared and that we have met criteria of the UN Charter, Article 2 in bracket 4. Let's continue.
The declaration of a new country, a unilateral declaration of independence or UDI, is an act of profound political and legal significance in international law, even though it does not guarantee statehood.
Listen, a declaration of a new country, a unilateral declaration of independence or UDI is an act of a profound political and legal significance in international law. In the world, in international law, not in my own local law, not in my own local brain or my own local thought of having a new country. No. It's not in that way. Even though it does not automatically grant you what? Statehood. That's recognition, because recognition is the main statehood. Now, the movement after declaration, it becomes political and the legal significance that it is under the international law. When you are making agitation, there is no law except self-determination. At the same without making a declaration of a new country, it now becomes what? Civil. You are causing civil unrest and the proving unseriousness that into what you are claiming that we are fighting for. Are you following? But a declaration put it into what? Political and the legal way. Once you have met this UDI declaration of a new country, you are now being pushing to become what? A state. And it now becomes legal, not illegal again. Now ask yourself, between agitation that is illegal of IPOB and between declaration that is legal, which one is the best one? Which one among these is the best? Is it illegal or legal? Which one do you prefer in your life? That is why you must support United States of Biafra, that it is legal to you. And do you understand when something is legal? It's when you have rights. It's when there is backup law that backs you up into what you are doing. Talk less of when it is an international law that backs our declaration up and what the government is doing right now. That is when you will know that the template is working and they are flowing this template in the due process. Everything is not that way we are looking at it. There is the way that everything is being mentioned, and there is the way that everything is being programmed to work for every human being in this world. I don't know what you are thinking, but this is the real deal that is holding all of us. To maintain on this criteria that governments are standing and the pushing, putting political pressure, both social media, everywhere. Let us tag them. Bring their flag, put everywhere social media. Let them know something is happening. You will know what to the only government to be doing the action. You don't have to wait for only government to take the action. The action is between you and government. The government will be doing it on the paper. The government will do it on the meeting. They will do it on the political, but on diplomatic and legal. But you are supposed to be on social media, putting your voice every day, calling America, calling Canada, calling you, all these countries that can do something. Once one of them starts the recognition, others join. That is how it happens to every other country. Do you know that one day that Eritrea that got their freedom from Ethiopia in one day got 5 powerful recognition? Do you know that? After Madagascar in Africa getting recognition, other foreign countries kick on because of what? Peaceful declaration, despite that they had been long into armed struggle to Ethiopia. Do you know that? That is why you have to know that the movement is not just what we think. It's about how the international global community see it. Listen.
Its primary importance is to officially transform an internal struggle into an external matter of international relations, based on the right to self-determination.
Now, are you hearing it? It is primary important is to officially transform an internal struggle of IPOB organization without declaration. It is an internal struggle. Then the declaration of the declaration of the USB transform it into an external matter of international relations beside on the right of self-determination. Are you following? Now, the case has changed. As the declaration is a primary important, is to official transform an internal matter, internal struggle of IPOB, One Nigeria. Now, our declaration has transformed it into external matter of international relations, so that it has given other countries power to come and talk about what? About Biafra we are declared. That is why you see what's happened this time around, that people are coming now talking about what? Biafra. People are start coming in, countries are coming in and start talking about what? About Biafra, because the declaration has transformed it into external, no longer internal, between us and Nigeria. That is why there was shooting us. That is why they were eyeing us when we are doing protests, and nobody is really supposed to talk about us because of what? It is internal struggle. But now that it is internal, look at they said it is external international relation with other countries because of our declaration. That is why when you see anybody who claims IPOB, one boy asunihu, they are fools and mugus that are messing up our movement. The worst that happened to us is these people they call IPOB. They are the worst thing that ever happened to us. Honestly, I never knew till now that all these years I was carrying placards in Nigeria agitating, that I was just causing civil unrest, that they see me as an unserious human being. They see me as someone who is making noise. They see me as that I am causing, that I don't want the world to rest. I am making noise. Imagine such a word. That what I'm searching for is internal, that they will not interfere until Simon, who understands external, comes in and change the game. That our president, Mazen Kanu, saw him and I know that this guy is coming with external, that him is doing internal. Mazen Kanu was doing internal. Obato, they come and introduce external that leads to our declaration of the United States of Biafra. So now we are on the level of external, no longer internal. That is why Biafra is being discussed in the African Summit in South Africa. At the Burkina Faso, it was being discussed. Right now, it's first time in life that Africa organization we stood up to discuss about Biafra matter. Because of what? The child of necessity, which is what? Our re-declaration of United States of Biafra. That is what to give us rights. So please, as we continue, I want you to like this program if you never do that. If it's the first time coming, remember to subscribe on our page. There is a three dot. Do and point my hand on top of your screen. Look at the right side of top of your screen. You will see a three dot. Click on that three dot, please. Let the program go viral. So today, we are here letting the entire continent that I put up their flag and their name here to know that we have met those criteria that we want us to meet. Are you still believing in that lies that London told you in 1967 to 1970? That you all of you was keeping silent and Nigeria committed war crime. Okay, let us see if our declaration we brought Nigeria to the book to be sanctioned back into the level of war crime they committed in 1967 to 1970. And if Nigeria must be sanctioned, London must be sanctioned because they are the one that block our international recognition. They are the one. So please, as we are going, my brothers, our number is open in case if anybody want to call. The number to call remains +9 7 3 3 60 51 337. That is our number in case if you want to call us. Now let us go into number 1, legal transformation of the status of the movement. Now it is what? External. It's no longer internal. That is why we are calling on the US. We are calling on the UK, this evil UK. We are calling on the Russia. We are calling on Canada, Sweden, Israel, Australia, Korea. We are calling on all of you to know that we are no longer into internal. Now that we are into external, that we have give you power to come to know what we are passing through and help us for recognition so we can be a sovereign state officially. That is why we are calling all of you to come. Join us. Save our life by giving us recognition. Then we can fully protect our border, defend ourselves, and this ongoing genocide will end. Our declaration that as seeking for recognition is the solution of this impending danger, time bomb that Nigeria is on it right now. That is how we will scatter the mindset or the ongoing genocide that is going on, that Christians are dying every blessed day, and they are still warning that they are going to deal with Christians this December. Please, we call on all of you. We call on the UN that your charter, your charter, does it stand to look like James Omoto in Nigeria? UN, your charter, is it like the law of Nigeria of James Omoto of High Court, who sentenced Mazen Nanaka to life imprisonment? That's why we're asking you, this your law of self-determination under a standard right now, is it against us? Is it a crime that we have made those criteria? UN. Or do you want to act like UK or London, who block our recognition, who openly say that why they block our recognition is that they are not ready to enter into agreement or negotiation, that the Biafra people will not allow them to negotiate about the mineral resources that's coming out from our land, that we are not going to allow them to negotiate with us, that we are too proud, we are too open, we will not going to accept their conditions that they give Fulani so the caliphate, and they agree to manage Nigeria for them as indirect rule till today. So we are asking all of you, why are you keeping silent? Our document is in all of you table, and you have seen what we are passing through. You have seen how they are killing Christians. I don't know why Israel cannot support their own as the first people to support Biafran people, as people that even part of us are believe in Judaism. What is our offense? Is it our color? Is it where God put us that makes us to keep away from us? We have met every criteria that makes a country. We even have a population. There's countries in the world, their only population is 30 million. We have 50 million on our self, not 50,000, 50 million on our self-referendum vote. Do you want to see it? Then contact University of Biafra website. Then they will give you our self-referendum. You will see how it is, that it is pure and genuine, that there is no partiality there. Now let us continue.
1. Legal transformation of status. The declaration instantly alters the legal perception of the entity and its representatives.
Do you hear that? The declaration instantly alerts the legal perception of the entity and its representative. The declaration of a new country has made us to move into legal. And that is why the government has right to do things they are doing right now because of this official declaration. That's why I told you, if you have ever understand what declaration stands for, you must thank Ngozi Arabeze that give us life today. You must thank our DPM, Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, and the cabinet members. They are doing a wonderful job, but you may not see it in your own eyes.
Claim of sovereignty. The declaration is a public formal claim to sovereignty over a defined territory and population. It signals to the world that the secessionist entity no longer accepts the authority of the former sovereign state. But
do you hear this? Claiming of sovereignty. Once you declare a country, you start claiming sovereignty, you become a sovereignty. You will first accept that you are a sovereign nation before others will accept you. You will first acknowledge yourself. You will first congratulate yourself first before you want somebody out there to give a congratulation. Even the buyer na ngwere. Nwa ngwere si n'elu oje da ofro onye tori ya oto onwe. That is why when you see all these fools that are making on social media today that never understand the template of the international community and what it means to make a declaration. No, despite being social media from 19 Brigade, claiming PhD on social media without knowing the history of countries and how it's been done. When they deviate the fact that they know nothing. That is why what they say today is what they will say, what they will tell you tomorrow. The same thing every day, not something new. Nothing new is coming. We know our leaders that those who research and follow the research to get what they want. My people. The declaration is a public a public firm claim to sovereignty of a defined territory and the population. Today, do we have a defined territory? Yes, the 40 states. Do we have a population? Yes, overpopulation. It is signal to the world that the succession entity no longer accept the authority of the former sovereign state, which is Nigeria. We are no longer accepting anything, any order being given by Nigeria. That is what the declaration triggers you into. And that is where the declaration puts you in. Are you following? That is where the declaration did what? Push us in. We are no longer, that is why we are now, our DPM can come out openly and said that Nigeria is occupying a foreign territory, a sovereign territory. Because as of now, Nigeria remains a foreigner in our land, in our territory, in our identity, in our sovereignty. Nigeria remains what? A foreigner that must leave. That is when there is one song we normally sing when we are into protest. Nigeria soldier, don't call me rebel. I am a citizen. Why you are a foreigner in my land? It's always been our song for those who join protests under IPOB. That is how we on the street. Nigeria soldier, don't call me rebel. I am a citizen and you are a foreigner and you must leave. Our declaration of the United States of Biafra has made it very important for them to know that there are foreigners in our land that are occupying a foreign country, that have a sovereignty. This is what they are doing. This is why they still occupy our land. But do you know that one single recognition pull Nigeria out without us shooting one gun, like Oba told BA and Master told us, Master Nakan told us, at last, that Biafra will be restored without shooting one gun. That is what, under the international recognition, once it comes, nobody will do anything anymore. Listen.
Basis for de jure government. The declaration legitimizes the authority that issued it, transforming a liberation movement or insurgency into a claimant for the government of the new state. This allows other nations to recognize a formal established political counterparty, a firm self-determined.
I hope you are here, you're listening. The declaration legitimized the authority that issued it. Now, our government of the USB under bridge make a declaration. Now, what happened? Now, the same people that make a declaration has to drop the name that we are into. Now we are legitimizing ourselves by moving out from bridge government in exile to enter into United States of Biafra. That is what remember our DPM said something like that. Sorry, our Prime Minister Simon Banjoko talk about the legitimizing Biafra and legitimizing Nigeria. You see how the thing work? We are going to come out from what? From even if, let me say that is, we are under IPOB to make it like Biafra become a country. You will first legitimize yourself to move out, that you are no longer into struggle. Then you move out to answer the name, the full name of the country that you declared. Are you getting it? That is why it's both vice side. Then finally, we are going to legitimize Nigeria by what? Transforming a liberation movement or insurgency into a claims for the government of the new state. Now, no more bridge. Now, no more IPOB. We are now legitimize ourselves to move in, to transform ourselves into a government of what? A new country. Into what? Into a government of what? A new country. This allow other nations to recognize a formal, established political counterpart. That is why that everything about movement of a new country is all about politics. I hope you are following. I hope that Biafrans are following right now. Because this is where our problem is. Sorry, I cannot see you from the other my gadget. They blocked me. I don't know. They knocked me. I can't see any comment until I go into the gadget I used to read this document this evening. Nwaji. Okay, from where I stopped. I saw from Easy Way. Ifani, I greet you from here. Chinwendo, I greet you from here. Nwaji, I greet you. Hood Boy, I greet you. Chibozo, I greet you. Then Freedom, I greet you. Despite your stupid comments, I don't have your time. Because lack of history and lack of no school in Nigeria is your problem. That is your problem. So I greet those are here for the Biafra. I see you, Chukwubo. I see you, Anu Ugochukwu. I greet you so much. Thank you for your comments. We must continue. We must continue. So now that the declaration of Biafra has happened, anybody that see us right now will think that we are playing. But because of the international global community and their standard of having a new country, they will know that we are on the right track. You know, our problem is that we never have chance to research. We only listen based on what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Amanaba told us before all of them got arrested. After them, have you researched? Have you find different things that are not that the same thing that we are saying on social media every day? Debunking ourselves every blessed day, which is normal thing to do. But the time we give in to debunk ourselves are not supposed to pass the time that we use to let the international global community to know that we understand the movement that we are into. And that's why I would say that the movement that we're into is no longer for me, read Biafra TV, to come here, I've been telling you what I think, narrating it to you, then you will start calling. No. When it's come to the real deal, Osaba, that is why it's good for us to research, to understand the movement that we are into. And without us coming out to say it, people may do not understand. So when you come here, here is not for saga. I am not doing propaganda here. I bring things from the particularly on this particular UN charter that they use to control the world right now. I bring those articles of them that they have only written it there, but the action or the benefit has never reached Biafran people, starting from 1967 to this day that we are into. We must continue. So, remember where we are. The declaration legitimized the authority that issue it. Who are these authorities that issue Biafra? Bridge cabinet members. For the government to be legitimized, that is why Oba told you, selected 4-man committee that will select those that are going to start working in the name of the government. Immediately, Biafra re-declared. He made Biafra a dictator. That is why by that government stood up and take their position. Now, those one in the bridge, they have been what? Legitimized. They are bridge are no longer in power. But what is in power? The declaration of United States of Biafra and those that are going to work for the people of United States of Biafra. The same way we are legitimizing Nigeria is also the same way we are legitimizing ourselves under this UN Charter movement for your country that was declared officially. For country that was declared, after that declaration, dropping those offices and those, listen, in the United States of America cabinet members, there are only 18 people. Do you know that in the British cabinet member that we have 75? And even for right now, to inclusive of all, we still have 30 people or 35, which is too much. The government body of committee is not supposed to pass 20 people. But if the government now went ahead to drop 10 or 15, social media, problem will start everywhere. For the government to legitimize it fully, what will happen? The government are just, we are going to be managing everybody, those who want to remain, until we got recognition and we fully back in our first election in Biafra. Because once we grab recognition, now the same legitimization will come again. Once we grab recognition, every government in exile dissolve. Then we go and select people that will rule Biafra. Biafra will be legitimized 2 times. We have only one to legitimize Nigeria. No, Nigeria will also be legitimized 2 times. Why? With our declaration that lacks recognition, within our own sovereignty of the Biafran people, we have legitimized Nigeria. Now, within our recognition, we have finally legitimized and demolished Nigeria in our territory. The same way we legitimize those in the bridge that Obato Obie asked of the 4 cabinet members, the 4 committee, to select those from 75 members of the cabinet member of bridge to move in to work for United States of Biafra. Immediately we declare it. The same way that we are also going to again legitimize those people, the ones the offices are being dissolved. We have legitimized those that issue the declaration. Are you following? We have done what? Legitimize those that have issued the declaration of the Biafra of USB. Those are these cabinet members right now. They are going to be legitimized again to drop every offices. Then we now go out for official election. If you win, you win. If you don't win, you are not there. Do you see it right now? So are you telling me that when we finally got recognition and this 35 member, they want to go and continue ruling us? Pure lie. The offices will be dissolved. Then we select those that are going to guide as INEC, to guide, supervise the election. And those who win, we enter into seat. This is one thing that our people never understand, the level of what we are doing as a country right now. That's why I will tell you that we are no longer into agitation. We are no longer into a group to lead us anymore. We are now into a country that we conduct election officially and have between Prime Minister and the President and the Vice. All these things are there. The COS, Minister of Interior, Minister of Information, Secretary. We are going to elect all these things. All these people are going to be re-elected again. That is meaning of legitimize the government that issue the declaration authority. I hope you are here with me. I want you to know there is no two way. We know two ways about it. We must tackle it this way it is. And whether you like it or not, that is the standard of a new country that we move forward. I hope you may understand it clearly right now as we are moving in now. So that is why we are calling on this international community that we put their flag here to know that Biafra has been declared, that they must grant recognition to end this ongoing genocide that is going on in Nigeria. Because Biafra recognition is the only solution to put an end to this. Because Biafra will become another world power in Africa like America. All of them knows that very well. Biafra will become another America after US is USB in the world very soon. And they know. That is why they refuse to grant recognition from 1970 this date that we are into. Let us continue. Let us try more. Because we are not going to finish this particular message because this message is very long. And we are going to be taking it to 2 paragraphs so it will sink to our people's mind. Now let us continue. The declaration legitimized the authority that issued the declaration. Transforming a liberation movement or insurgency, they are calling us rebel, terrorist, terrorism, to move it into what? For the government of the new state. It has now, all these terms are no longer counted. If IPOB know what they could have done to this mass land they can, they don't know about it. They know nothing about what I am reading now. None of IPOB member has come across this thing I'm reading right now. Because they don't have time to research, rather, only time to gossip, to fight for position. That's what they care for. And let me warn you, if you're a member of this US government, that member of this 35 executive council member of USB, if you know that in Biafra land, when we are going to legitimize all of you to go into the proper new country, that we will start saga, better resign now. Better do what? Resign, because Biafra we are fighting is not going to be a Biafra of appointee. Whether you win or you did not win, where person where collected force become a first person. No, it's going to be totally vote of free will of the people who they want. So if you know tomorrow you will still come back to come and do your shenanigan, resign today. Even in Biafra, all of you will resign. If you do PIM, we will come after you, because we are not going to appoint anybody. We are not building another Nigeria into Biafra. Rather, we are building outright a Biafra, a new country from scratch. That is my message to all of you who are in the comments right now. Even those who resign are still doing the shenanigan. They do not understand this issue of to legitimize those that issue the authority of the declaration. They don't know about it. Please keep your comments coming. Please keep your comments, because from your comment, it's always triggers me to go and search and do more. Please keep your comments coming. Keep on liking the program and keep on sharing it. We are here to tell you the bitter truth. We are here to list out that bitter truth you will not hear from any platform. After we finish this, now we can also bring you how this declaration serves the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. Because you are looking at what are they doing. You are doing celebration where your leader is being keeping in prison, sentence life imprisonment. You don't know anything, and you claim you know. Our I too know is the problem that we are facing into this movement that we are into. Drop I too know. Come out plain. with international law so you can be able to get it right for the first time. Are you following? So let us take the last part where we will stop this evening, then tomorrow we will continue. Let us continue. This allow other nations. Remember, the declaration allows other nations to recognize a former establishment of political country party. There's something that is here. That is when you really know that without declaration of a new country, nobody sees you. Nobody recognizes you as a state. You must make official declaration of a new country before the world will give you recognition, before the world will remember you, before they will come, before they will interfere into our matter. Stop fooling yourself. Stop doing yourself more harm than good. Stop it. Stop being as Onyagbanam. Stop bringing I2 no. It's not about woto. It is about what they associate political, diplomatic, and the legal aspect of it. And they told us here that the declaration transform it into legal transformation of a status of a new country. Declaration, my people. Do you see how important the declaration that we met on November 29, 2024, how important it is? That's why I told that you must thank Gozo Arabeze. Now, we are going to the last number of number 1. That is paragraph how many? 1, 2, 3. We are going to paragraph 3.
Determination. The Act anchors the political...
Listen, affirm self-determination. Affirm self-determination. Listen.
...movement in the principle of self-determination, which is a fundamental right under the UN Charter and customary international law, especially in cases of decolonization or remedial secession, where a population is severely oppressed.
I hope you're listening. Affirm self-determination. The acts enshrine the political movement in the principle of self-determination, which is a fundamental right under the UN Charter and the customary international law, especially in the case of the decolonization or remedial secession, which a population is several prepared to take into action of their new country. The act is what they said is political movement. Hey, Ngozi is a politician. She's from Igbo World Congress. Tochi is his father is a former governor. If they are not a politician, you can never fight for a new country. Talk less of Ngozi Arabeze, the doctor, the surrogates, the COS, protect the mandate that has a party in America, Agowon. You don't know that Maghandi formed a party in America. You know that Rahman of Bangladesh formed a party in America and in UK. That his people rallied around when he was being kidnapped to maintain the pressure that granted recognition in Makwan. Do you read history at all? Each and every new country, baby, can join in social media. You think it's all about to come and rest how you think it. It's how God is doing it. If God is doing it without you taking action, nothing will happen, because heaven only helps those who help themselves. God only fights for those who fight for themselves. They said it is what? The principle of self-determination, which is the fundamental right under the UN Charter and the customary international court, international law, especially in the case of the decolonization. Decolonization means now that we are to move away from Nigeria. As we are fighting to do what? Move away from Nigeria. With our what? With our permanent population of people of United States of Biafra in identified territory that comprises of what? 40 states. Yes, so God bless United States of Biafra. Obodo, thank you so much. Kenneth, I pray that till we be no more entity in Biafra as we earlier planned in old Eastern region. Did not really get this your comments very well. Did not really understand it very well. Like I said, my people, our line is open to bring your suggestion on number only on WhatsApp +97 33 60 51 337. That is number to call if you decide to call on this program. This is what number you can call. I repeat again, +9 7 33 60 51 337. We have only 10 minutes in case if anybody want to call us to give a voice into what we are doing. Okay, Kenneth, thank you so much. You are with us. He said, my brother, God bless you. You good work. Thank you. You and your good works. Thank you so much. Whether you like it or not, the Eastern region automatically is a Biafra. Before 1967, 1970, who are we? Then I ask you now, before 1914, who are you? Before the 1914 amalgamation, who are you? If you claim that Biafra is just a name who that just come, is not valued because of what? You said it's a name that Opigo, a white man, give. What of the man, a wicked man, come to look at give to you, call one Nigeria? That simply means a death sentence to every indigenous people. We want America to know that what makes Chukwuemeka Odumegwu go into war with Nigeria is what is currently happening today that makes America to put Nigeria on a country of particular concern. The killing, the abuse of rights, the inhuman treatment. These are the things that makes America to tag Nigeria a country of particular concern today. And what are you still waiting for? The things that our forefather Chukwuemeka Odumegwu saw that is coming to happen, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Chukwuemeka Odumegwu transferred that spirit into the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. What happened? That is what is going on today. That is why we make our official declaration back. We have understand it. And today, my president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is being held, is being sentenced to life imprisonment in the court of James Omotosho, the evil man that could not be able to charge the law. But God will punish Omotosho and his entire generation. They will vanish in this earth. The way Ifajuna was being banished till today, was being vanished, and nobody knows where he is till today. Ifajuna only give birth to those that are in social media today, making mockery of themselves, abusing themselves, and thinking that they want to bring Biafra down. You will never bring Biafra down. Rather, Biafra will bring you down, like the way it brings Ifajuna down. Once you are against our declaration, you are going down day in, day out. We are asking all of you, please subscribe, like the program. If you are first time coming across of this program, there is a 3 dot in front of you on your right hand side. Click on that 3 dot, it will open, you will see like and share. Once you like, you subscribe on the page. We are coming on live every day to spend 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours in a day going to the environment where we are living and our time also. So we must understand that the declaration is only hope of every average Biafran, whether you like it or not. Biafra is like when you go to the head of water and spoil the water, you will see, collect that water and say drink. Either you drink it by prison or you drink it by sanctioning you in due time, once we grab our international recognition. That nobody will stop us from having this international recognition. Those things that America, that's why I always tell Donald Trump, putting Nigeria on a country of particular concern, it is very good, but that is not the everlasting solution. Putting Nigeria on a country of particular concern is not the solution to the problem that Biafran people are facing through today. The solution is decentralization of Nigeria and allowing Biafran people to do what? To take care of their own, protect their land and their borders. That will be the best thing. Fulani is everywhere in rampage, killing people. And this December is going to be more hot. And the only way to stop it, if America recognizes Biafra today, if UN is real and they are fair, equal justice, rights, and proving what they put on the UN Charter, that we are going to read this Article 2 and Article 4 tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to explain this Article 2 and Article 4 in brackets tomorrow. If that thing is true, give Biafran people recognition that will end the impunity that is going on in the world. Without this recognition, without Biafra, it will continue until this rising sun that they want to cover shine. In Africa, in Biafra, Africa died. But in Biafra, Africa will rise up again. Africa is the next America that you are seeing in this world. There is no two ways about that, my people. There is no other way around. In all that is happening in Nigeria today, that is why the people of Biafra make their official recognition to the world to know that we are the solution. We value life. We are going to stop this ongoing genocide that started from 1960, started on 1804 to 1914 amalgamation to 1963 to 1970 to 2025. People, because of lack of internet in Nigeria and because of lack of light, people cannot keep record of those that have died in all these years. Do you know that the indigenous people, that those that have died has passed the number that you know? So we are calling on America, we are calling on Canada, Russia, China, France, Australia, Austria, Italy, Israel, Korea to grant people of Biafra recognition so that we will stop this ongoing genocide and this banditry that is going on in all over Nigeria. I want to play some videos of why we are asking right now recognition to end all this impunity. What I'm going to play now is what's happening in Nigeria. See the citizens of Nigeria where they are.
People and bring them to the bush. My people, may una see wetin innocent citizens they go through for their country. Boko Haram will nab people traveling on their way to another state, bring them to the bush. Most of them they buy them. See the hideout where they keep all the people they nab on the road and come and put them inside the bush. Some of them they will buy them and alive many of them.
Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So welcome to this Facebook page and YouTube channel.
You know, you see this Okoko that is talking now. He's only going to make this video, but there's no solution. And when we are here talking about the solution, they will be reporting and attacking our page. You see, as he know nothing. It's only to complain is what they know. But when you are bringing solution that we end this, how can it going to be end? When Biafran people defend their border by ourselves, when the one man defend his border by himself, when Arewa defend themselves the way it is before, nobody will kill anybody. Because these people are they are coming through land because of their brothers that was rehabilitated are the one in charge of the border. They open the border for them to come. And if you try to put indigenous person with them, they will sabotage the indigenous person. Their brother will lay ambush on the indigenous person and wipe them away. That's why they kill Oba. A whole brigadier general was being piled like a chicken, and nobody. Nigeria could not even give news about it. They only lie that he come back. And the so-called foreign jihadists, to prove how evil mind they have, they bring the picture and the video of the man, how the man was being pied by them, how they was being pied this man by themselves. So let us see this video.
See where kidnappers, Fulani terrorists, where they are putting their victims. This is what Nigerian citizens are going through on a daily basis. Bola Ahmed Tinubu went and rescued Benin Republic yesterday. According to what we heard, they said Bola Ahmed Tinubu went and bombed Benin Republic yesterday. We don't know how true it is, but we get our own problem for Nigeria. Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot bomb these people. Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot fish at these people.
No.
Now I want to show you guys a video.
The only people they are fishing out is Biafran people. That is only where they are bombing. They are only bombing United States of Biafra people. That is where the only armor tanker is blocking every county, every state in Biafra land, every major road. That is all they care for. Because these people are kidnapping and killing here are not fighting to divide Nigeria. That is why they're leaving them. But we that want to put an end for these people not to kill our people anymore, we are their problem. That is why they sentenced Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, life imprisonment, and put Simon Ekpa. And all of you are here. It is happening. Without to rethink the solution to what is going on.
They put people, see where they put our brother and our sister, our mother and our father.
This is all they know how to shout.
These people are making hair with Nigerian citizens.
Ask him solution.
How do we get here for crying out loud? How do we get to this extent?
Mazen Nnamdi Kanu give you solution.
For crying.
Mazen Kanu give you solution by letting you to know that Biafra is the only solution to end this impunity. I don't want to play this for your video because I'm getting angry. Because all of you are the same people that could not be able to stand up and do something without you knowing that it's only Biafra recognition is what will put an end to this impunity that is going on here. Rather, you will be here making mockery of yourself and be talking as if you know what you are doing. Why you know nothing? You cannot find solution to what is the problem. Then when people that know solution give it to you, if you see where this idiot is castigating our declaration, then you know he's a fool. It's not about running mouth, social media, no. It's about facing the reality. The reality of Nigerian government is in front of you. And what can you do except to shout? The only thing you can do is what? To shout like this way you are shouting. That is why we are telling Biafran people, we have passed this level of shouting. That is why we make a declaration seeking for our recognition that will put an end to this impunity that is going on today. We are here to put an end to all these killings, all this kidnapping. That is why we are calling the world to grant recognition, that our own recognition will put an end to all this that is happening here. If the world are not part of it, and if they are not making gain from the money that this group are bringing, because bombing them is not a solution. After you have bombed this, what of those that they did not bomb? What of the area they are coming from? When you leave your door open for snake to enter, and after you have killed the first snake, and the door is still open, another one is not going to enter, close the door from where the snake is coming from. Close the net that mosquito is used to come. Then the mosquito will stop biting you in your room. Despite that, closing that particular net is going to still be biting you. That is what Fulani are doing to you. That is what Islamization is brought into you, until you divide Nigeria for every indigenous people to protect their border. Then this impunity will stop, whether you like it or not. That is the real message I am here to give to you. We are letting the world to know why we are doing what we are doing, because these killings that are everywhere, that is going on in Nigeria, that only Biafra recognition will put an end to all these things. James Omotosho, continue with your evil plan. Hadino will come at last. You will cry, and God and human being can never come to rescue you, because you have touched a man of God. Now, they are in Anambra. They are where in Anambra? Look at it. Here. Look at, let me show you. In Anambra. Where is Soludo? You are still going to church, those that denied you. They say that they are coming.
This one, we have lost two vehicles now. And I'm ashamed to cycles.
Look at it. They burn down the motorcycle of those who come to church and chase them away. Tomorrow, Sunday, will continue again. The killing is unacceptable. What Nigerian military is doing in Nigeria also, a chain. Because
my life, guys, what?
Listen to this.
My life doesn't matter anymore. What matters is Biafra.
Do you hear it?
Everything else is irrelevant. And the zoo government, they know it. Everything is irrelevant. The only thing that matters to me, God is my witness, is Biafra, nothing more. I'm not doing it. I don't have a car. I have nothing. The only promise I said to God is, give me Biafra, that's all. I don't want anything else. What am I doing with money? What am I doing with cars? I don't need them. The Biafra I do need. I'm dead already. The only thing that can bring me back to life is Biafra. This life is meaningless without.
We have got
freedom,
it.
not just freedom.
We have made a declaration on you and my president.
I traveled to England to study for a reason and for a purpose. You cannot tell me that in England they have gas piped all the way from the Scottish gas fields. There is 24 hours a day electricity. There is gas. If you're homeless or if you're unemployed, the government can give you what is called housing benefit.
Are you hearing it?
You can pay your rent and live in a decent home. They also give you money to feed as well. If I cannot do those things for my people, then my life is meaningless. So as I am right now, I'm already dead. I'm only waiting for Biafra to revive me and to resuscitate me. And I feel and I do pray that most other Africans should feel the way that I do. Because Africa is a failure because we fail to address my life doesn't matter anymore.
Hear it again.
Everything else is irrelevant. And the zoo government, they know it. Everything is irrelevant. The only thing that matters to me, God is my witness, is Biafra, nothing more.
Not IPO.
I don't have a car.
Organization.
I have nothing. The only promise I said to God is, give me Biafra, that's all. I don't want anything else. What am I doing with money? What am I doing with cars? I don't need them. The Biafra I don't need. I am dead already. The only thing that can bring me back to life is Biafra. This life is meaningless without freedom, not just freedom. As I said before, I traveled to England to study for a reason and for a purpose. You cannot tell me that in England they have gas piped all the way from the Scottish gas fields. There is 24 hours a day electricity. There is gas. If you're homeless or if you're unemployed, the government can give you what is called housing.
Nigeria. Can Nigeria give you this?
And live in a decent home. They also
can Nigeria do it for you? Oko.
If I cannot do
one Nigeria, I am a proud patriotic one Nigeria. A name that a white man gives to you. The name your father choose for you direct, you reject it. And accepted one white man give to you.
And to resuscitate me.
A white man for the look at Biafra or a shop. That is name you accepted. I'm sorry for you. Because that is why I want these things. That is why I want Biafra. Because that is only what will bring it to me. Not Nigeria.
Everything else is irrelevant. And the
guys, watch what happened to this man that is taking this tourist to a zoo. Watch how this lion came. Oh my God. All of them are
A 33-year-old.
What goes around comes around.
Yes, so
if you support evil today because you're benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you. The same thing happened to APC, the same thing happened to Fulani Caliphate. They brought in terrorists from all across the Sahel. They brought them into Nigeria to try to force Jonathan out of office. Now Jonathan is out of office. They are now, of course, reaping what they sowed off.
That is what is happening. They are reaping what they sow.
You see that the North is in as much disarray as we have in the South, if not worse. When they were grooming and breeding these terrorists, they thought they were doing it just to assume political power. They never knew there was another dimension to it. That these terrorists that they all created will come back to consume them. And that is what is happening today. It is the spillover of their same, should I say, terror effects that we are feeling right across the South. That was why we said with the launch of ESN that we cannot allow that nonsense to continue. What goes around?
Do you hear it?
Their reason.
What? Stop blame bandits because it's not our fault, it's government fault. We are doing our job.
Do you hear it?
This magazine where I'm carrying, who give me the magazine if not government?
Okay.
Stop blame bandits because it's not our fault, it's government fault. We are doing our job. This magazine where I'm carrying, who give me the magazine if not government? Stop.
Do you hear that? And they bring the blame to people of Biafra. Look at them. Are you hearing it?
Watching this video that is so powerfully.
They're killing.
I responded.
This is why. This is what Chukwuemeka saw and said no.
The security of this nation.
And the master and the can Simon they are due to save our life.
With their 2 eyes, with their whole ammunition, tanks, they will invade our village. That is a bias movement in the security. Look at me. I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm not different from these people that are here. I'm tired of Boria. I'm tired of Boria. We are tired. The chairman, RCC Helper, is tired of Boria. All the clergies, we are tired. It's better for me to be in police custody. It's better for me to be in army barrack, in the cell, than to be outside performing Boria every day. My brother was there too. And they expect us to silence. Now, it's an order. It's not an advice. Every one of you must be ready for self-defense. Without bias. You can't be living in the house without something to protect yourself. How deeply we have something, these people could have been alive. Nigerian government came out openly and denied
There is no massacre. There is no genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And look at it today. Is there any Muslim here? United Nations, I know you're watching me. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here. Look, special advisor on religious matters to Trump. I know we met in India. And what I have in heart, look at it here on ground. Special advisor to Trump. Now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. He has been building to settle peace between Israel and also Hamas. Now, his attention, I'm calling your attention to Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians. If they say they kill Muslims, these Muslims are being killed. By who? By Muslims. After they have eliminated us in the far north, we have relocated to the Middle Belt. They have now relocated. These are the hit squad, Boko Haram, that were brought from Sambisa forest. The people that are hit squad of Islamic agenda. I make a statement, and look at it, it's coming to truth. And they want to prove that I was saying lies. I was telling lies. But they have not seen the truth yet. Because if we don't speak the truth, let me tell you, our life is in danger. It's only the truth can save us in Nigeria. Only the truth. Speak the truth. I'll choose them. I want to join these people by saying the truth to the world. And I will say the truth. Muslim tickets are out to consume us in Nigeria. If they say we are one, why can't a Christian be a deputy? It's openly. They are out to massacre and perform a perfect genocide. More than this. But we have to stand up and defend ourselves. Stand up and defend yourself. I'm saying this because I know the implication of saying, go and defend yourself. I've already given my life. If God can save me from cancer in India, God can still save me from Islamic cancer. People that are tormenting our life.
Finally,
So
he
that
still landed on the words of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the only prophet of our time. So my people, we are going to draw the curtain here today until we come back tomorrow to finish what we already started doing. So I thank you for being here. Shidubem, thank you so much. You come back, you come late today. And I thank you, Udoka. Thank you so much for being here. I thank everyone who are here already. So please just give it a like. If your first time coming, there is a 3 dot in front of your right hand side. Like the program. Once you touch that 3 dot, it will open. You will see, like, and share. Share, subscribe on our YouTube page. So whenever we are online, that you will not get notification. We are not here for propaganda. We are here to bring out the bitter truths that no one else has to tell you. So to also educate ourselves to know how a new country is being handled, and also how they will get recognition to become what? A fully country. Please, I beg you to like and share to let the message we send out today go viral. So from me, from here, it is a wonderful evening. Good night. Till we come back tomorrow again. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate. I love you, but the gods of Biafra love all of you too much. And also, you protect us and guide us. No, he say, He said.